be a little bit, maybe a little bit thicker, okay? So now we're just trying to get the elbow a little bit more in line with where his shoulder is, and so when he relaxes down, that's good. All right. So for external rotation, what we're gonna ask the person to do is to lift their arm this way against gravity as best they can. So can you lift your arm up that way? He can through full gravity. Hold, don't let me push you down. And you got a little weakness in there. Okay, you can relax. Okay, so that's for external rotation. That's the 3, 4, 5 test. For internal rotation, it's the same position, same posture, except this time I'm going to ask you to lift your arm this way, okay? And so, again, someone asked before, like, how much range of motion and does that matter? This is a great time when you're showing the person, I know in this position, this is how far he goes because I'm passively moving him that far. It's like, okay, so I need to see, does he get that far or not? Go ahead, lift your arm up for me. He does. Hold, don't let me push you up. Hold it in that position, don't let me push you down. And try to do that little break test, okay? Excellent. So that's 3, 4, 5 for external rotation and internal rotation. For the lower grades, 0, 1, and 2, what we're gonna do is we're gonna allow the person to lay right on the edge and allow the arm to hang down towards the floor. And so now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be rotating the arm without having to lift against gravity. So this is your gravity minimized position. For external rotation, we're going to start with the arm just relaxed in neutral. Again, we are concerned about what the humerus is doing here, not what he's supinating and pronating, right? So don't get fooled if the person can flip their wrist over thinking, oh, good, they've got full external rotation there. If they're compensating through their forearm, if you ask the person to turn out their arm and they're really that weak, they're probably going to try to get that motion from somewhere else. And so you might see a lot of wrist, you might see that hand flip all the way over. You really got to watch the humerus and what it's doing. So things you can look at, the olecranon's not going to lie to you. If he's really moving his humerus, that olecranon's going to move with it. But also, where are the medial and lateral epicondyles? They're starting in this position, so when they end, they need to be in a different spot than where they started, right? So those are the things to kind of key in and look at. For external rotation, I can palpate where the teres minor infraspinatus would be and ask him to rotate his arm out this way as best you can. No, just relax. And now go ahead all the way out for me. Yep, turn it out. There you go. So he gets full range of motion. That would be a 2. If he didn't move at all, but I could palpate it, that would be a 1. And if he couldn't move it and I can't feel it firing, that's a 0. Okay? All right, good. For internal rotation, just the opposite way. Sometimes you got to try to be able to palpate those muscles. Go ahead, turn your arm inward. Good. And so 2, 1, 0. You might even be able to access the subscapularis from underneath this side here. Just relax your arm and turn your arm inward. And just kind of feeling for that palpation if you don't see any appreciable movement of the humerus.